There are over 2.5 million different types of living things so far. Why so far? Because biologists estimate that there may be millions of other living organisms waiting to be discovered and classified. The system we use for classifying living things is a combination of older ideas about classification and information discovered with new technologies. The Greek philosopher Aristotle devised a system in the 4th century BC that divided organisms into two groups, plants and animals. So far, so good. But Aristotle got in trouble when he divided animals into 3 subgroups: animals that flew, swam, and walked. According to Aristotle's classification system, both birds and bats are flying animals, even though in many ways they are very different. Birds, for example, have feathers, while bats have fur. Today, we know that bats are mammals. But Aristotle was on the right track, and his system was used for about 2,000 years. Building on the work of Aristotle, an 18th century Swedish scientist by the name of Carolus Linnaeus developed the system we use today. A system of groups within larger groups, within still larger groups. But a lot has changed in the past 200 years. Charles Darwin's theory of evolution showed us that new kinds of organisms develop from previously existing organisms. And new technologies allow scientists to study and examine organisms in ways never before possible. The modern classification system does 2 jobs. It gives each organism a unique name that scientists all over the world can use and understand. And it groups organisms according to basic characteristics that reflect their evolutionary relationships. All living things are classified into 7 major groups: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. To understand how this system works, let's classify the lion. Lions belong to the kingdom Animalia, but so do all other animals, including insects and fish. The second largest classification group is the phylum. As a member of the phylum Chordata, the lion is still grouped with some very different animals, over 42,000 species, but they share some important characteristics, like a single hollow nerve cord, that members of other phyla do not. Birds, reptiles, amphibians, fish, and mammals are all chordates, but notice that insects are not. The next largest classification group is the class, and lions are one of just 4,500 species in the class Mammalia. Since one characteristic of mammals is the presence of hair during at least part of their life cycle, birds have flown the group. What about bats? The next group in the modern classification system is order. As a member of the order Carnivora, the lion is distinguished as a meat eater, but some of his fellow mammals are obviously vegetarians. The next classification group is the family, and lions are members of the family Felidae, or cat family. Notice that we've lost some carnivores with this classification. Next, the lion belongs to the genus Panthera, which rules out cats that purr and includes cats that roar. Exit house cats. Finally, we are down to the smallest and most specific group in the classification system, species. Members of the same species share many characteristics and are similar to one another in appearance and behavior. The species name for a lion of the genus Panthera is Panthera leo. Now consider this. Humans are in the animal kingdom with lions. At what classification level do we go our separate ways, and why?